it's Miss May here, One Fab Teacher. Welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are a returning person, welcome back. I just wanted to talk to you guys today really quick. Well, not really quick, but I just want to talk to you guys for a minute about a procedure that I totally forgot to teach this school year. And I really truly realized it. It kind of like hit me in the head maybe about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I would say about 3 weeks ago. And I began to realize like, oh, I forgot to teach this to my firsties. And that procedure is what to do when someone familiar or unfamiliar comes into our classroom. Because there are times where we have our principals, our colleagues, teammates, you know, parents, volunteers, people that come into our classrooms to talk with us, to talk with the children, to just sit and watch. And we have to make sure our students know what to do when these people come into our classroom. Now, it really, like I said, it really didn't hit me until about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, pump the brakes, hold up. It's feeling a little chaotic. I often say that, especially when I'm first teaching procedures. I'm like, oh, it's feeling chaotic. And I noticed that, I noticed that a little while ago. And so I had to teach this procedure to my kiddos. So people often think that you just teach procedures at the beginning of the year and then you're done and then, oh, everything's gravy or whatever. That's not the case. A lot of times you have to review those procedures and those routines with your children just so that it's embedded in them really well. And also, it's important that, like, if a procedure comes up in your mind and you want to teach it, teach it. You don't have to just teach these things at the beginning of the school year. So as we can see, it's mid-year. We've been in school 102 days, and I had to teach a procedure mid-year, and that's okay. So basically what I explained to my students is I just basically said, you know, boys and girls, there are people that are going to come into our classroom that want to see how Miss May teaches. They want to see how you learn. There are people that are coming here because they just want to ask me a question. There'll be people in here that come in because they're volunteering to help us with our learning. And so we have a proper way in how we react to people that come into our classroom and do these things. And so then I basically explained to them what I have been noticing, and I kind of model for them what that looks like. So like I modeled for them, you know, I had one of my firsties pretend to come in. And then I modeled what I had been seeing and noticing them doing. For example, can I give you a hug? Hi! Do you want to see my writing? Look what I'm doing. Oh, I like your necklace. So I was modeling those things because that's what I was seeing. Not from the whole class, but from a few of my firsties. So then after I modeled that, I then discussed with them about the proper way when we see someone come into our classroom, what we should do. And so I had that student come back, you know, model coming in again, and me modeling just like giving a smile and a wave or just a smile and getting back to work. So I modeled that for them because I told them I want people to feel warm and happy and feel the kindness that does go on in our classroom, but I don't want it to feel chaotic. I want people to want to come in our classroom, but I don't want people to feel chaotic because people are running up to them or talking to them when they should be really doing their job. So I always, you know, talk about what it should look like, what it should sound like when I'm introducing a procedure to my kiddos. So after I was done talking about all that with them, I had them all go to their seats. And I said, Miss May is not going to be Miss May. And I can't remember the name I had, but I made up some funny name and they loved that. But, you know, to put a little fun in it. So I went out the door, came back in, you know, and just kind of walked around smiling, hello. And the firsties, you know, they showed me what it should look like and sound like when somebody comes into the classroom. And that's basically what they did. So now they understand and they know when someone enters our room, whether it be, you know, to observe us or to talk to them, they know what they're supposed to do. Not be rude and just not look or say anything, because it's natural when someone comes in, you kind of look up like, oh. But to give them a smile, to give them a wave, but just keep on working, you know. So that was one of my procedures that I totally forgot to teach, and I'm so glad that I was able to get in there and teach that to them. So remember, you don't have to teach procedures just at the beginning of the year. It's an all year thing. In our classrooms, teaching those things. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and just let you know to don't be afraid to teach something at mid-year. If you have a fabulous idea and you're like, ooh, I need to teach that, by golly, please teach that to them, because you know, it works, it helps. We need all the tools that we need to have these well-running, happy, joyful classrooms to teach content to them and to make our days a little bit more smoother and a little bit more brighter. So until next time, guys, don't forget to always pray, because God will truly always make a way. Thank you for your love, your support, your kindness, and all that good. Mwah. Bye, guys.